Cornelius. How's it going, Cornelius? So for the first time ever, someone else is first. We don't get Jake to be first. Let me show skin and then we can get right into the celebrations. Here we go, showing skin. Not the type of skin that I would choose, but no, good enough. Hello, Abdi Muhammad. And no, I'm not drunk. I actually have not drank this. Why isn't this? Okay, yeah. I actually wanted to go to bed on New Year's, and my fiance said, no, you do not go to bed. You go make money. You go make money. You go work. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Fine, I'll work. Thank you, Julien Ajavon, for the €5. Hopefully, I will be able to entertain you next year as well. And I understand that Tanksa abandoned people, huh? That is sad to hear. I remember 2 years ago, there was a big community on YouTube. Everyone was streaming. There were people having guests. 3, 4, 5 people in a stream. No one wants to stream now because everyone is scared and afraid. Basically, if I have a guest and he says anything problematic, then my channel can get yeeted. So this mindset is something that a lot of other YouTubers have. So that's why you don't see any more streaming. There's very little community. Hopefully when BitChute is going to have their streaming capabilities, people can stream there. So yeah. Well, Abdi Mohammed, I just explained to you the predicament. You know, it's not going to be boring because I'm not boring. I'm a very entertaining dude. Thank you, Zenith Work. Happy New Year. It's not New Year's yet. We still got 3 minutes. And then we're going to celebrate. We're going to talk about how the previous year has been. Maybe I'll even make a video on my channel about the recap of 2020. I heard those videos are popular. And in the meantime, you guys can tell me stuff. You know? Do you have any New Year's resolution? I heard that's an American thing. Every New Year's, it's like, how do you want to improve yourself? And people are like, I'm going to go to the gym. And by February, like, the desire to go to the gym de-intensifies. But yeah, so California now got 10 hours left. Well, California is always backwards, so there's fireworks. Oh my god, let me just fix the fireworks. Hold on. There we go. I shut the door. Shut the door. That's how I keep the holiday spirit away. This year in Stupid, nah, man, I'm not gonna do that. It's just, it's not like a normal year where you get a couple of articles. If I were, like, think about it this way. Every week in Stupid, I had content for at least 3 to 4 hours. And yet, I had to truncate in order to make it 40 minutes. So, no, I mean, this year in Stupid would last at least 5 or 6 hours. I can't do that. It's too much. It's too much. I'm sorry. I got 3 other channels to take care of, and it's like, no. Just no. I want to get 500 subs on my art channel, says Rosalhim. You know, Rosalhim, I think that's doable. 500 subs is doable. If YouTube doesn't ban people for naughty comments, I think you can actually get around 500 subs. Yeah, can I not? No, I can't. I can't move the oh, never mind. I can. Okay, let me enlarge I am large now. Large. Thank you, HK9410. Really appreciate it. Don't say Burgerland. Like, tell me the state. Tell me the state so I can know if you're from California now or from Texas or from Illinois. You can name it the Memorial of Pain Reloaded. Oh my god, only Romanians will get that joke. Okay, so if you're a Romanian, let's look at the time. Let's look at the tempo. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year's, everyone. If you're from Eastern Europe, if you're from Romania in this time zone, welcome to 2021. Hopefully this will be a better year than the last. Are you optimistic though? Like, what do you guys think? Is 2020 a bad year, or is it the beginning of a bad decade? Which one is it? I got the first super chat of 2020 from Julian Ajavan. Unfortunately, it wasn't the first super chat of 2020 because now it's 2021. And secondly, that was the last super chat of 2020. Didn't get any super chats in 2021. Alright, 2021, yeah, it's 2021. You know, like, this really annoys me. When I was in university or even in high school, we had to write down the date every time we would open the notebook, and it's like, you know, you write down the date so you know when the course took place, and every time the year changed, you would just be willing to write the previous year out of habit. It was very annoying. Happy New Year's, everyone. You know, we're going to celebrate one more hour. I think the Brits are up. The United Kingdom, France, Germany, they're going to celebrate New Year's in 1 hour from now. You can't send super chats anymore. You can't risk the account getting banned. Well, I mean, it depends what you're sending. If you're sending like some just, you know, Happy New Year's or wishing of celebration and joy, I don't think they'll ban you for it. 2020 is the beginning of a bad few years. Inflation will catch up. Okay, so a lot of people don't understand inflation. You know, I actually spoke with a couple of Americans, and they don't understand it. I mean, they get the general gist of it. They kind of get the vibe, but they don't know what it means for the average person. So, how should I put it? Okay, imagine that you have a kid, or you have a child, and you want to save money in order to send it to a university. So you're saving, and then you get $20,000, you know, in your bank account. You save 20 grand over the course of 3-4 years. And then the inflation happens, and then when you go to buy a bread, the price of one loaf of bread is $10,000. Like, Americans just can't wrap their mind around this. They just can't understand the concept. But that's what inflation is. Okay, so what it actually does is it destroys all of your savings. Literally, everything you have is just destroyed. Now, let me explain something else to you. Let's say you want to buy a computer. And the computer, like a laptop, is $1,000. And you start saving $1,000. And then when you go to buy it, you realize that now it's $1,500. And you're like, well, shit, you know, I'm going to save $1,500. And when you have the money, well, now the laptop is $4,000. You know, literally the same laptop. And we're talking about the span of a couple of days, like within weeks. That's inflation. It's horrible. It's awful. Like, I know people who lost their entire savings, who lost their entire fortune when the inflation hit in my country. You go to work and you have a wage of, let's say, I don't know, $3,000 a month. And then you realize that the bread costs $10,000. So all that you worked, all those hours that you spent at work, well, it's almost like slave labor. It doesn't matter. You just got paper. You can't do anything with that money. So eventually your boss just raises your wage. He goes like, okay, you know what? I'm going to pay you $10,000 now. And when you get $10,000, then the bread is $20,000. So that's inflation. I'm talking about hyperinflation. Yes, hyperinflation is a form of inflation, Abdi Muhammad. Like, we were talking about the fact that 25% of US dollars have been printed last year alone. In the entire history of the United States, 25% of all the smackaroos have been printed. People are already noticing the inflation. If you go on Amazon, put something in your shopping cart. You know, put a couple of products there. Put a smartphone, put a laptop, you know, put some detergent, and leave it like that for 2 or 3 months, and then come back, and you'll see that the price for it has increased. Hey V, a bit late Christmas present for me. Well, you know, better late than never. I really appreciate it. A B B C C D D E E F F G G 1 2 3 4. You thought I wouldn't read your name, did you? Exanima with this, if you don't have the game already, highly recommend the game. Prelude to a bigger game that will actually revolutionize RPG as CD Projekt Red should have. Exanima. I heard about Exanima. I'll check it out after the stream. This is vodka, huh? Soviet Union is what it is. Yeah, this is why whenever the government prints money, it's actually an indirect form of taxation. Like, it doesn't reach into your pocket to take cash, but it devalues the money you already have. You can purchase less with what you already have. So it's still bad. It still affects you. The money was borrowed. The money went into the debt. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's borrowed. The first people that I understand in human history to experience inflation were the Spanish. Now, the Spanish didn't print money. Because of their colonial empire, they just had a lot of gold coming in. So it wasn't printed gold, no, like it was legit gold. You know, it still had value, but because there was gold everywhere and everyone had gold, and the price is inflated. So it doesn't matter if the money is debted, doesn't matter if it's just printed like paper. No, it's the same principle. The more you have, then the bigger the prices increase. Like, think about it this way, right? Like, say everyone tomorrow is a millionaire, right? So everyone has like $10 million. If you sell your car, would you sell your car for a couple of $1,000s? There's no need. Like, why would you sell it? You just, like, when you have so much cash, you'd just rather throw it away than to sell it. So that's why it doesn't matter if the money is borrowed or not. REP Samurai Squirrel. Banned for the... Man, how many people got the ban hammer? Like, it's insane. You know, I made a video on my main channel about it, but I didn't expect that so many people got banned. What's even more sad about it is that most people don't even know what they said. I asked a lot of people. It's like, what did you get banned for? YouTube doesn't tell them. It's like, oh, well, Hassesprache. Hassesprache. It's like, okay. But what exactly? Well, huh? Did they upset the Young Turks? Did they upset a lady with Sakura from Naruto forehead features? Whatever happened? I'm not drunk, man. Anyway, Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to you as well. Yes. They are already talking about implementing austerity, so I wouldn't be too worried. Shouldn't you be worried about the austerity then? I mean, the austerity is also bad. You know? I'm just saying, it's getting laid off, getting paid less. I mean, austerity is not a good thing. But, you know, whatever. Check out how the prices for luxury goods have been trending over the last few months. The people in control of the printers and the banks desire those goods. The common goods will go that route soon. Yeah, no. I remember wanting to buy a TV for my new house, and the price went up by 20% last month. And I was a little bit bewildered by that, because up till now, the prices for electronics constantly went down. It kind of makes sense because, especially when it comes to television, the technology just revolutionizes itself, and you get better TVs out there, and, you know, the prices of the ones that are already there, they just drop. But not now. Now it's like the price of, I think it was like a medium range TV. Now it went up by 20%. I'm like, what the hell? Happy New Year's, everyone. Yes. Why do people keep saying that I'm drunk? I mean, when I'm drunk, I can barely talk. I will talk like this. I haven't actually had anything to drink. The only thing that I had to drink is this. And by the way, this is coffee. Just so we're clear on the situation. This is not Jack Daniels. This is not Tennessee whiskey. No, it's coffee. Why do a lot of people retract their messages? Like, I see this trend now. A lot of people just post something and then retract. Is it because they're afraid of the Susan? Don't be afraid of the Susan. The Susan is your friend. Just share with Susan all your private information. She will help you get rid of that pesky privacy. So don't be afraid. Just act natural. Let me read you something. Yeah, it's going to be a sneak peek for This Week is Stupid. Check it out. I'm not sure how legit this is, but it's funny either way. Wait, where did it go? Where did it go? Did I not save it? Pretty sure I saved it. I guess I didn't save it. All right, there was like this lady that named her baby Adolf. And it's not because she was a racist or anything, but it's because she wants her child to experience hardship so the kid can relate more with minorities. Like, she wanted her child to experience the same hardships that other people experience, so it can create empathy. And I was like, wow, really? That's an interesting take. But like, I had it saved somewhere, and I don't know where it went. I'm pretty sure I put it up on Twitter. And I'm just searching for it a little bit more. I mean, if I don't find it, I don't find it, you know? But still, it was a funny read. Funny if you're not the child. I mean, if you're the child, then it's not a funny read. You know what? Fine. Let's just look at The Guardian. The Guardian has some interesting stuff posted. So let's see what The Guardian did this year. Men are less likely to wear masks. Another sign that toxic masculinity kills. Shaming people who refuse to wear a face mask isn't a good look. This is The Guardian, everyone. Let's look at some. I'd rather the police investigate a crime of misogyny than a burglary. So I suppose what you need to do in this situation, okay, in this perfect envisionment of a Guardian utopia, is to always have a woman in the house, and if there's a burglar, like, she needs to call the cops and say that there is a person in the room that has been misogynistic towards her. That's how you can get around the loophole. See, a lot of people come with modern problems to me, and I come with modern solutions. Am I really hurting towards middle age at 35? Men's fixation on young women is another sign of masculinity in crisis. The end of hisses, whistles, and stares. We need to walk the streets without fear. Men rarely catcall me anymore. I hate that our culture makes me miss it. Yeah, just like, so you can understand when you're asking me to make a this year in stupid, like, you are asking too much. You're asking too much. You're asking me to go insane. Scottish coffee V. No, there's no alcohol in it. Holy shit, 40 bucks. Thank you, I appreciate that. Hold on, there was like another one. Do like Venezuela. All stores have prices in dollars and official exchange rates goes up 2 times a day. Yeah, I mean, that's what happened in Romania as well. During the inflation, at one point people just went fuck it and started having the prices in dollars. Now, you wouldn't pay dollars for, you know, going to the supermarket. They would just like do the exchange prices, which, as the guy from Venezuela pointed out, they would usually change 2 times a day. And you would pay in the normal currency by doing the exchange. Because, you know, like when you sell something, like you sell a jacket for like 7 million RON, there's a lot of zeros that you need to put there. So it's a lot easier to just put, I don't know, like, how much was like $200? Was a lot easier to write that. So people would just know the value of $1. They would have like the exchange prices, and then also the lady would go in the calculator, clickety-clack. Happy New Year, you awesome Romanian. I'm not awesome. I'm really not. I'm just like some guy with a microphone. I have some American dollars and converted before it's worthless. Should USA war for supplies? I don't think there's going to be any war in the first year. Okay, I don't think 2021, but 2022, I mean, I don't know. We got Biden, we got Harris in the helm. Maybe the Middle East requires some freedom. Maybe there's some democracy required in the Middle East. That's why austerity is necessary and good. No, Abdi Muhammad. That's why the government shouldn't print 25% of the entire currency in 1 year. You can't convince me on this. The Spanish version of Adolfo is very common. I don't think we have Adolf in Romania. Yeah. But if we had Adolf in Romania, like, no one would be upset. Like, people would be like, meh. You know, like, they probably wouldn't even make the connection. They'd go like, oh yeah, some foreigner name. Because it would be made into Romania, so it would be like Adolf. And people would go like, oh, okay, Adolf. What's your name? Adolf. Oh, like, that's how people would be here. Now, if you had Stalin as a name, then people would be like, oh. Nani? Nani? Good old democracy with Biden. Yeah. That's how it should be. You know, if the United States decides to intervene in the Middle East, it should be a television show that's called Democracy with Biden. That's how I would name it. Market it and sell it to the people. Let me show you something else. Let me just go through other things that are happening and are really great. Oh, yeah. Now this one is peak journalism. This is my favorite from this year. Well, no, from last year actually. It's not last year, but it's still good. I love that they even went with the exact same thumbnail. Like, they didn't even bother changing the thumbnail for this. Straight white males, this movie is not for you. Why are straight white males refusing to see this movie? Well, gee, I don't fucking know. I mean, that's a tough question. It's a tough question. I can't think about any particular reason why straight white males wouldn't want to see this. I do not know. I thank you, Brian. I got a banana. And a cat from Brian. Happy New Year. You'd hire me in marketing. What do you want me to market? What do you want me to sell? Who do I sell? What do I sell and who do I sell it to? Happy New Year, Vincent. Thank you. I appreciate it. And we got Gus in the chat. The owner of Los Pueblos Hermanos. Happy New Year, Oliver. I appreciate it. Let's entertain people a little bit before going through so many super chats. All right, what do you guys say? Let me see what we can talk about, because there's several things. This is something that really annoys me. You know what? Fine. Let's talk about Christianity. Let's talk about religion just for a little bit. Let's talk about religion. There is this common misconception, okay, that Jesus Christ was a socialist. Jesus Christ was a brown-skinned socialist, Jewish refugee. He hung out with sex workers. Authorities called him a troublemaker. He was murdered by the police. He advocated for universal healthcare and against wealth. He's a major prophet in Islam. He told us to love one another. So, it wasn't the police that got to him. Read the Bible. You missed a few points. You know, like you skipped a part. Wasn't the cops that murdered him? It was how should I put this so I don't get violated by the terms of service, huh? It was his people. He was betrayed. But anyway, what I do love is like when people say that Jesus was a socialist. I imagine, you know, like Jesus sitting on a rock with a lot of people around him, listening to the wisdom from the Lord. And Jesus is telling them, like, you need to care for your neighbor. You need to help your neighbor. You need to provide for your neighbor. Yeah. And then one of the people goes like, so what you're saying is that we need to give our money to the Roman Empire and the Roman Empire can provide for everyone. And Jesus would probably be like, where did I lost you? Okay, let's start from the top. Jesus would have been banned from Patreon. He would have been banned from all of social media for, how does Jack Conte calls it? Manifest observable behavior. This right here is anti-Semitism. This is hate speech. You know, he even, like, not only did he flip the tables, But he had a whip that he used to crack. Now, this isn't like a lot of people say that this is Jesus against wealth. No. He wasn't against wealth. He was pissed off that people were subverting the temple. So the purpose of the temple was for people to pray, but the merchants were subverting what the temple was designated for. So instead of the temple being a house of prayer, it was a house of trade, like a marketplace. So that doesn't mean that Jesus is against the rich. He is against subverting. You know, you can make an argument that Jesus would be against the Catholic Church. I will take that. I will take that for $500. I would definitely say, yeah. You know, when you have... Which Pope was the one that decided to sell repentance? Like, you go there, you give them a fixed sum of money, and they forgive your sins. Yeah, like, Jesus would probably not be okay with that. He would be like, nah, that's not cool. Girl in the middle is hot too. I agree, Herr Dr. Nappy. I do agree. The girl in the middle was hot. More central plans will fix our centralized plan. Yes, absolutely. More government. Did you notice this? Like, I just happened to notice. The solution for every single problem, real or imaginable, is more government. Racism. What is the solution? More government. Climate change. What is the solution? More government. Corona. What is the solution? More government. Every single time. Just more government. More. When it will be enough? Never. When it's world government. I bet if you even have like a world government, it would still want to be more. It'll probably like start having like smaller governments within the world government. Just like smaller commissions, smaller institutions, smaller NGOs, just more bureaucracy. Just to wish you a happy new year, says Christian. If I am a simp for anime girls, I must also give money to other favorite creators. I appreciate that, Christian. Happy new year. May our horses also dwell in apartment block staircase. I love that Brainwatch remembered that little thing. They were called indulgences, not repentances. Okay, well, you know, I suppose you're right. Technically, you're right. But they were doing the same thing, right? Like, you would pay a sum of money, you'd say what you have sinned, and the church would forgive you. Matthew 19:24. And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter in the kingdom of God. Okay, so I actually know the interpretation of this. Now, the eye of the needle was a gate that was located, I forgot the ancient city, but it was like a gate. And it was difficult for a camel to go through that gate, but not impossible. So what Jesus is saying is that it's more difficult for a rich person to go into heaven than for a poor person. And in a way, you kind of see why that is. Because if you're rich, it's more likely that you're going to gorge. So, you know, you can do the sin of gluttony. It's more likely that you have access to women, so you can do the sin of lust. It's more likely that you have men under your control and power, and you can do the sin of wrath. If you're a poor person, that like a homeless person that doesn't have anything, it's very difficult. Even if you want to, you can't gluttonize. You can't be wrathful. You know, I mean, maybe you can, but it's not like most people will look at. Okay, well, I don't like this guy. Can I take him on? Probably not. So they're like, you know. So that's what they actually mean. I mean, that's the Orthodox Church's interpretation. It doesn't mean that rich people cannot go to heaven. They can. But the lifestyle of a rich person is filled with temptations and vices compared to the lifestyle of a poor person. Did I manage? Did I manage to convince people? Am I converting? Bible V, new channel. Why would you want an atheist to be like the person explaining the Bible? I don't understand. But yeah, no, like this is something that I see socialists constantly bringing up. It's like, okay, well, rich people cannot go to heaven. No, they can. But the problem is that their lifestyle, like, it's okay. So if religion is true, if God is real, then if you're a rich person, to go to heaven is like playing the test on hard mode. It's a lot more difficult for you to achieve it. If you're a poor person, then it's like playing on easy mode, because the idea is that life on Earth is finite and it's a test. So after the test ends, you then get infinite reward or infinite punishment. So I guess, like, yeah, I would rather be poor if I knew, if I genuinely believed. If I believe with 100% certainty that this is true, and after I die, then I can actually go to heaven, then yeah, I would definitely want to be poor. But I don't believe, so I want to be rich. Which Mr. Twisted Frenzy is definitely helping me out. Like, thank you, Mr. Twisted Frenzy. Happy New Year to you too. I really appreciate that. Especially back then, rich people were savage 2,000 years ago. Yeah, I mean, 2,000 years ago, when you didn't have forensics and you didn't have a lot of things, yeah, rich people could have done a lot of bad stuff and no one would know. Or even the people who would know wouldn't speak out against it. So, yeah, you know, it was very tempting for rich people to be sinful. I have noticed that atheists seem to know the Bible rather better without the influence of dogma. Well, it's because I read it, Dogbreaker. You know, I'll tell you something else. When I grew up under communism, we didn't have superheroes. So we didn't have Superman, Batman, you know, comic books. There wasn't much on television. You didn't have DVDs, PlayStations. The only thing I had was the Bible. And I really liked the Bible because it had superheroes. So my favorite superheroes from the Bible was Samson. He was like this Hercules type of character. Really dumb, but also really strong. You know, much tsuyoi. I think I liked David. And of course, Jesus. But like that, oh, and Moses. Moses was badass. Like, Moses had the stick. He had the stuff. Like, he had the stuff with spell power, and like, boom, he did shit and things happened. He came down the mountain and like, snakes everywhere. No, I love it, you know, like, now that I think about it, like, when I was a kid, I couldn't really understand much of it, but I just liked the supernatural aspects, and, you know, so Moses goes up the mountain, right, and God is like, amongst other things, is like, thou shalt not kill, and Moses goes like, okay, and the moment he climbs down the mountain, and he sees people worshipping the idol, the first thing he does is like, kill him, oh, kill him, like, Moses, what are you doing? Thanks for good work and less censored New Year. Oh my god, I would love that, Taramel. I would love that so much. Rich people are far more safe now. Yeah, they are. Rich back then was politicians and aristocrats, not merchants and capitalists. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess like back then the rich had a vested interest in the nation, right? So they wouldn't want the nation to be under foreign occupation or anything like that. So they were more patriotic than they are now. We have saint monarchs like Constantine and Stefan the Great. Rich people can go to heaven. Well, you know, I guess you can make the argument, if I want to be a fork-tongued devil, that these people like Stefan the Great, they were anointed by the church on earth. You don't know what happened when they went to heaven, if God put them in heaven or in hell. So God is the one making the decision. I fear inflation, and that fear motivated me to get a better job that pays more. Fear only has power if you allow it to paralyze your mind. That is true, Brian, but you know, getting a better job won't save you from inflation. If you want to get saved from inflation, you need to invest into real estate. So buy property, okay? If you can't buy a house, buy land. I mean, land, I think, is the best thing you can buy, simply because you don't need a lot of money to buy it. I mean, you can even buy just a small portion of it. And the cool thing is that if someone wants to buy all of the land, like the entire plot, then they have to buy your little portion, and then you can negotiate. Yeah, anyway, yeah, let me see if I can find something else to talk about. Oh yeah, we got a cringe dance coming up. So this is actually from an airline company. I generally like don't understand why they do this. So they invested a lot of money into this. But like if you watch this, do you feel like you want to fly Alaska Airlines? S-A-F-E. Already the cringe is at maximum. I mean I
T-Y Safety Dance.
Isn't this cringe? Is it just me? Or is this like something that 5-year-olds would do as a homework? You know, they go to kindergarten and the teacher goes, it's like, you need to think about an airline commercial. And this is what they would come up with.
We can fly where you want to. We can leave your house behind. But if your friends don't mask, and why don't they mask? Well, they won't fly this airline.
You can fly if you want to, cause we do safety right. We have air that's clean and disinfected.
You can also tell they didn't hire some professional dancers because they're out of sync. Like they're really out of sync. They're not even enjoying what they're doing.
Germs like an arcade space bike. And we dance to the dance. Do the dance.
Get it? They're so hip. It's like they can relate to the young generation because they play arcades.
Everybody wash some hands.
Do the dance. Do the dance. We're always wearing a mask. Do the dance. Do the dance.
No, seriously, please wash your hands.
Do the dance. Do the dance.
Have the filters cleaning commence.
Alaska Safety Dance.
Okay, so this is so cringe that the comments have disabilities. Alright, like this is how cringe we're talking about. And the like and dislike has also been taken off. Why do you do this, company? Why do you do this? Like, a commercial is something that people should like to the point that they want to buy your product, right? So, you like if you're turning off the comments and you're turning off the likes and dislikes ratio, you already know that it's going to be poorly received. Like, why even spend money on it? Like, you would have a better PR if you didn't do this than if you put on this cringe. And I want to explain why it's cringe, okay? It's not the fact that they're talking about masking up, because if I'm not mistaken, all airline companies require people to mask up, okay? So I think even countries force the airline company. So is the law in many places, at least in Europe. I don't know in the United States. And the problem is, like, when you're making a commercial, you want to convince me to fly with your airline, right? What exactly are you telling? It's like, okay, well, if you fly with us, you have to follow the rules. It's like, okay, but why shouldn't I fly, I don't know, Blue Air then? Why shouldn't I fly Tarom? They also require people to have masks. Like, you're not doing anything original. Not to mention, like, you look at this menacing look. Like, look at the eyes. Just look at the eyes. You know, this is the only guy smiling. But I was like, I wouldn't want to get on a plane with these people. I'm scared. To survive inflation, you gotta invest in food and water, since that is what makes people. I recommend Selko's book on survival during the war in Bosnia. Yeah, well, good luck investing in food and water if you're in a flat, in an apartment building. Oh my god, that was just like beyond cringe. Copyright violation? No, I don't think so. I think it's fair use. And not to mention the fact that it's a commercial, so it would be like, no, it would be the most ironic thing if someone would sue someone else for copyright violation over a commercial. Like, the whole purpose of a commercial, like, commercials are the type of videos where the company pays someone to air it. Like, they want people to see the commercial. It's the whole purpose of a commercial. If I were to get a copyright strike for showing a commercial, I would laugh my ass off. Like, it would be the most hysterical thing. I would take the copyright strike. I wouldn't even challenge it. It would be just like so hilarious. Like a commercial so bad that the company is ashamed with you airing it. Ah, my god. It would have been fine if it was a straight up cover, but not the had to go full cringe. Does Tarom still exist? Yes, it does exist, and it's actually quite good. I mean, I love the service that Tarom has to offer. The plays are also decent, so Yeah, I don't complain. The company that really pissed me off, I believe, was Wizz Air. Yeah, Wizz Air really pissed me off. And they got like these pink planes as well. We need the no-no square, yeah. Does this airline clean and filter the air or just recirculate the virus? Yeah, you know, like that would be something extra that they could actually have as a feature. It's like, yeah, we recirculate the air. You know, we got like the best safety features and blah, blah, blah. That would be interesting. Not saying, oh, yeah, well, we do what every other plane company does. We ask people to mask up. It's like, yeah, but... Want to see a handsome devil? Want to see a handsome devil, chat? I'll show you a handsome devil. Okay, check it out. This is just like the hotness. Look, I went to my parents' house. Played with the cat, played with the doggo, and then you get like all of the orthodox vibes here. Is this not Ubarashi? Ushkushi level. Überraschung is surprise in German. I'm mixing up the languages. There is a song called The Safety Dance. I don't know, man. I don't wanna. I just like, no. Just no. They did say in the commercial that they disinfect the air. Well, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely... They did say that. But because the commercial was so cringe, I didn't even notice it until you pointed it out. Like, if I don't notice it when I watch the commercial, then it's the marketing team fault. This one was funny. This one pissed off a lot of people. Trump backs Bernie Sanders' effort to force Senate vote on $2,000 stimulus check. Now, the reason a lot of people are pissed off is because of this comic, which comes from Storm Toss, and I understand he's controversial. You're not supposed to share anything by him. Everything he touches is racist. But you have like Bernie Sanders, you know, pulling the rope, and on the other side is Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi. And then like Trump comes in and helps Bernie Sanders pull the rope. And Bernie Sanders is like, wow. I really liked it. Shouldn't I be spending the night with the fiance? Actually, my fiance is very tired. Like, she was awake since 5 a.m. Because she came from her family. And I was like, you know what? Like, let's just go to sleep. And she's like, no, you need to go work. You need to go work. You need to bring money in the household. And I'm like, God damn it, woman. You know, God damn it. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I mean, regarding the money for the stimulus bill in the United States, how should I... For a lot of people, it's a good thing because they can pay rent and taxes and whatnot. So, you know, it's a good thing. But then again, you the overwhelming amount of money seems to go for other issues, especially like gender studies in Pakistan. And don't get me wrong, I think like if any nation in the world would require gender studies would be Pakistan. Like if there is a nation that I would want the United States to subvert, it would definitely be Pakistan. But I don't think now is the time. You know, like here's something that the press is saying. It's like, well, Donald Trump initially said that $600 is what he wants. And now that he gets $600, it's like, why does he go for $2,000? And it's like, okay, let me explain this to you, journalist. You know, like the journalist doesn't understand. He just writes. I'll explain it to him. Imagine the following scenario. Okay, imagine that my fiance would come to me and would say, V, we're in big shit. You know, we got a lot of bills to pay. We haven't paid the gas bill in 2 months. We haven't paid the electricity bill in 3 months. We haven't paid the internet. We're in debt. Like, what do? We're desperate. We can't put food on the table. And I would be, it's like, okay, I'm going to give you some money. And I take this brick of cash, like this massive brick of cash, and I give her $20, and then I put like $400 for Belle Delphine so I can super chat her. And I put like $600 to donate to the church. And I put $800 to donate to the poor. You know, like, she will look at me, she will look at her $20, and even if initially that would be sufficient for what she wanted, she would be like, bitch, no, like, hold on. You'd be like, whoa, just chotomate. No, but like, think about it, you know, Why would you do that? I don't know, man. Like, why does the United States give money to gender studies in Pakistan? Same reason, I guess. Soft power. So I can have power over Belle Delphine. That's why. Imagine fear-mongering about inflation than being pro-stimulus check. No, like, here's the problem. I'm not pro-stimulus check. The normal way that this should have been done is that every business the government shut down, they should have paid for damages. It's not a stimulus. If you shut down a normal functioning business, you need to compensate. It's like, okay, you shut me down, now what? It's like, okay, well, you know, give the man money. Cut money from the politicians, cut money from the non-essential personnel. All the politicians shouldn't be paid during the quarantine anyway. They should show solidarity with the people that they're shutting down. So no, like, if the government shuts down your business, they should pay for damages. It's not a stimulus. And people who don't have a business, like, if someone was unemployed throughout this whole time, they shouldn't get any money. Like, why are they getting money? Like, they were unemployed to begin with. Makes no sense. The same thing with people who don't need it. Like, it's someone that managed to have a job during all of this time. Like, for example, an IT expert, you know, like, maybe they even got a raise. A person who works at Amazon. They shouldn't get shit. Boyfriend donated $1,000 to a nice girl from OnlyFans where there was no Christmas presents for the girlfriend. Yeah, I heard about that. It's not something new, by the way. Like, if you look at, I think it was Pokimane. It's a gun that went after her. And that's why the whole thing with going after sponsors happened. The main issue was that there were logs on Reddit where certain people were pointing out how they're poor, and they were shaming each other for not donating to Pokimane. And there was like this guy that was getting homeless because he spent the money for the rent to donate to this girl online. And when you look at this girl, like, she's got all these contracts and all these dollars that she's getting. Like, she's a millionaire, basically. And here you have, like, some random twats that are getting kicked out of their apartment and they're donating their last money to a millionaire. I mean, I don't judge her, by the way. By all means, like, take the sucker's money. But the fact that no one steps in to help these suckers is a problem. It's like an addiction. It's literally the same like people who go to the casino and they spend their last money and they end up homeless. There's no difference. It's a vice. It's not healthy, basically. Giving money to both Belle Delphine and the church. Talk about playing both sides. Man, Belle Delphine is a gift from God. Alright? Like, I will tell you something about Belle Delphine, right? She exposes the hypocrisy of the system. She makes a video that is just frame by frame stolen from wet-ass pussy. And she uploads that video on YouTube. She gets taken down. And then the entire community, everyone starts complaining, and she gets her channel back up. Because it shows the double standard of YouTube. You know, like, Belle Delphine is such a good woman. She speaks against censorship. Belle Delphine, I'll give you this. I'll give it. She wouldn't even advocate her lifestyle to another person. That's how pious she is. That's like where Belle Delphine is. She wouldn't even advocate her lifestyle. Sounds like a Sims logic, but I never donated a single dollar to her. Yeah, but like at this point, I don't get many choices. If I get someone talking for free speech, I'll take it. I'll just take it. I'll like, come on, get in the club, get in the van. You're for free speech? Yes. Get it. Hop aboard. That is why we need to bring back giving tribute to God. People need an outlet for this, apparently. Don't know why, but such is life, it seems. I don't think that you're catering to the same common denominator. Now, if you want to talk about giving money to goddesses, then you would be right. I mean, there were a lot of pagan and even Greek and Roman religion, you know, with the Roman gods and whatnot. And you'd have like a statue of Aphrodite, right? Like big plump titties and barely dressed with just like a little bit of cloth on her and like this massive statue in front of a temple. And people could go there and donate money to her. I mean, yeah, okay, you know, like that is like the version of simping from back then. Like the moment the stonemason decided to make a temple and from the stone carved the image of a beautiful woman, then simping started. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how people started giving offer to gods to begin with. It's like, oh, nice lady as a statue. Some helicopter money for V. And your cut percentage of what Micro T is cutting, I'll gladly pay and wish you lovely 2021 to Kim and Susan Aldine on YouTube. I don't even think I'm allowed to pronounce that. Kai, be careful with that shit. You know, like people are getting just terminated for abusive comments. What are you doing, Kai? What are you doing? I need you, Kai. I need you in my life. The Virgin Goddess worship versus the Chad God worship. Also, both tributes were going to Zeus. Not really. Not really. I mean, it depends on the city. Some cities, like, for example, Athens, would have most of their tributes going to Athena. But the tribute that the people gave willingly, they could choose whatever temple they wanted. But you also had, like, the tribute that you were forced to give. And those would go to where the clergy wanted. So it depends. I bet all those naked statues used to be dressed in real clothes. Man, that's like an interesting thing. Like, we don't know. But you might be right. You know, like, they might be like mannequins. And they would be dressed with real clothes. Who knows? I never thought about it that way. No, you know what? I don't think so. Because when you look at the statues, especially the ones with like the plump cock, which the Greeks were very fan of, how do you put pants on that? Like, you can't put pants on that because the legs of the statues are firmly rooted in the ground. So you can only like put a t-shirt or something on top. But then like the legs are, you see what I mean? You have no idea about the horror of OnlyFans. I've seen mother-daughter duos, and there's probably worse stuff. Man, like, there was this case recently where you had a, what was it? A woman who allegedly molested one of her students. I think the kid was 14, 13, something like that, right? And she got acquitted. And then she started an OnlyFans page. I'm like, what? Alright, that's because there was Patreon, where Patreon gods of the city, but overall Chad Zeus got most of the ox. You're reading from the Legends of Olympus, okay? Like, every city had a patron god, and that's the one that got the most. Again, the thing that you had to give, like the taxes, they went to Zeus. But when you chose to do charity, like your house would have its own patron god, and people would donate towards that patron god. They did not wear pants. They wore toga. Is that for the Greek or the barbarians? If they wore toga, then yeah, I guess it makes sense. Let me see what else we got. So we are reaching levels of gaslighting that I don't think should have been possible. Let me see if this is safe to show. Top 100 most beautiful faces in the video game history. I'm not going to show the website because it's got like some disturbing ads that YouTube might not agree with. But top 100 most beautiful faces of 2020 now includes Ellie of The Last of Us. I mean, just how much gaslighting can these people do? Like, at one point, you just run out of gas, don't you? Like, you can't just gaslight like this. This is just shameless gaslighting. There must be, you know, like, just like a portion. Like, sorry, there must be a limit to how much gaslighting a person can do. Happy New Year's, and thank you for all the informative and entertaining content. Well, thank you as well, Naughty Neuro. No, but seriously, like, just think about it. They also say that the video game character is modeled after a real woman. And I agree, you know, like, yeah, Ellie has a real female actress that plays her. But what I don't understand is why they don't mention that the developers nerfed her tits, nerfed her face, like, did everything possible to make her as unattractive and masculine as possible with broad shoulders and strong jawline, and I wanna thank Naughty Neuro again, because I was in the middle of the sermon. I was preaching my outrage. I was like, no, the gaslighting cannot continue like this. There must be an end to the gaslighting. Let me show you something. All right, let me show you something else that Tactical Droid will definitely appreciate. All right, check it out.
What is this?
It's a meme, Batman.
I don't understand.
What do you not understand?
I don't get the joke.
Well, you see, people usually only play on one console, but both these women are so attractive that you'd want to play with them both.
But they aren't consoles.
The shirts they're wearing have the console logos on
What
them.
are you, some kind of furry?
You're the one here wearing an animal suit.
You know why I really like that? Because it reminded me of old YouTube. The art style and the voice and all of that, like, it reminded me of how YouTube used to be in the early days, especially like the low quality soundtrack. I did find it on your Twitter, Chillax. It was on your Twitter, yes. I don't know who made it. I don't know when it was made, but it's funny. I liked it. Jimmy Stiffingers, today you were not first. Where's the console? Yeah, like PlayStation 5 still isn't available. I did go to the hardware store. I wanted to see if I can find the console. And there was no PlayStation 5, but I went past an Xbox. And I cannot mimic the level of disgust and disdain on my face as I walked past that abomination. I was like, no, but seriously, like, why would you buy an Xbox? Like, what is the purpose? What exclusives does it have now? I guess you can play with the Kinect. Yeah, you can play with the Kinect. You can do a little bit of dance. Let me show you what you can do with the Xbox. Hold on. The only thing that the Kinect works, though, is for dancing, I believe. Yeah, so you can just do things like this.
Deal with this one myself.
This is actually one of the best games for Kinect. And you have to mimic what you see on the screen. Man, just
Must I do everything myself?
when they made Kinect, I was like one game that I locked and I was like, yeah, you know what? I like to play that. That looks kind of cool. But after that, like, I can't say a single game that makes me want to buy an Xbox. The Stormtrooper Shuffle. Horizon Zero Dawn on PC gives me hope for God of War someday. Yeah, God of War is actually... No, like, God of War is by far a game that I fully recommend. It's like... If there was a list of games that I would say they're essential to play in order to experience the standards of the industry, God of War would definitely be part of them. V was right on another video. They have unleashed new AAA on us. I don't know what you're talking about. It got the moves like Vader. Got the moves like Vader, yeah. No, VR, I disagree. The thing with VR, there are a lot of really cool games in VR. Let me show you a game that's actually mind-blowing in VR. Like, for some reason, and I don't know why, this game failed to sell well. But I played it, and the only complaint that I have is that this game is too short. But like, my God, this was just mind-blowingly amazing. This is by far one of the best games that I have played in my life. I'm not even exaggerating. Now, I haven't played Alex VR, so I don't know. But this one was just... Alright, you guys will see. Hold on. I gotta find the proper trailer so you guys can understand what's going on. I think this is the proper one. Yeah.
Peggy 12.
Robin, your friend has led us into a bit of a situation. Are you ready to play a little game? Okay. The name of the game is Let's Not Get Squashed. 2 simple rules. Follow me closely and do as I say. Got it? Now the game begins. Stop. Bear left. Through we go. That was close. Stop. Robin, are you ready for a different game?
Yeah, so this is in VR. Holy shit, I got 100 RON. Thank you, Alexandru. I appreciate that. La mulți ani și ție. But before we continue with this, it's time for a new year. I believe this new year is in the United Kingdom. So yeah, we got 40 seconds. United Kingdom, France, and Germany, I believe. Why are you also go to sleep? I'm not going to sleep, man. I'm not going to sleep. It's New Year's. The love of God. Happy New Year's from Poland. Well, Happy New Year's to you as well, Thomas. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year's for the United Kingdom. I think, oh, it's 11 p.m. in the United Kingdom. Okay, so it's Happy New Year's for Germany and France, I believe. Yeah, UK is another hour. All right, Happy New Year for Germany and France. Baguette New Year. Yes, the Baguette New Year. Not even France. Okay, who got the New Year now? Who got the New Year? Who's like the +1? This is +1 GMT. Anyway, right, so this game, as I was saying, it's VR, okay? So you can't just understand how awesome it is from the trailer. But when you put that goddamn headset on, it literally feels like you're in this really lush and vibrant jungle planet. So it's really amazing. You get a lot of freedom, you can move everywhere, you can interact with dinosaurs. The story is really cool. You're a kid that managed to survive a ship crash, and you want to find out if there's any other survivors on the planet, and you befriend a T-Rex, and you make friends with it. So it's really good. The only problem that the game has, and why I think it didn't manage to sell that much, is because it's very, very short. I think it's got like 3 hours of playthrough if you don't experience anything. If you rush through it, and maybe like 6 hours if you just interact with everything. But it's definitely a game that I would recommend. Another cool game for VR that I would recommend is Batman. You know, you have the Arkham series, so you got like Arkham City, Arkham Knight, and all the others. There's a VR game, and it's in the Batman universe, and it's also just amazing. It's just like some of the best thing that I have experienced. Not as good as this though, but yeah. Walking Dead has a really good VR game, and I heard that Half-Life Alyx has a good VR game. Oh, and they also made LA Noire, the VR files. So, what is my opinion on VR? I think the PlayStation VR makes you sick. First of all, because of the low graphics, so the low quality actually, like, it's a very low refresh rating from what I understand. Like, if they manage to make VR with the 120 refresh rating, then it's going to be a lot easier. But as for the motion sickness, it's very difficult because it's curable. Like, the more you stick with it, the more you force yourself to play, the less it becomes. So what I mean is, like, the first time I played this game, I would get motion sick in like 1 or 2 minutes. I felt like puking. But the next day I put the headset on and I played, I could do 5 minutes. And then I could go on for 10, and I could go on for 15, and towards the end, I could just play VR games with no problem. So the biggest issue is that people just don't stick with it. Now, I don't know when the technology becomes better and people can play VR with better graphics and better performance, then maybe the motion sickness will go away and then VR games will take up. After our revolution, I'll have to check it out. Defcoms, it was fun. Britain is now out of the European Union. Oh shit, do I need a passport to go there now? Can the UK celebrate New Year now that is drifting on the sea? Actually, they can't celebrate New Year. As far as I understand, they got, what is it, like tier 25 lockdown? Tier 666 lockdown or some shit like that? It's quite hilarious because the British Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, said that it would be inhumane to not allow people to celebrate Christmas or to celebrate New Year's. And then he comes up with the lockdown. They also have like something really disturbing. Now, there's a lot of buzzwords in the world, and you know, like, buzzwords are fine and all, but like one of the buzzwords that really pisses me off is cocooning. No, seriously, like that's how they talk. It's like, oh, grandma and grandpa and grandma don't want to see the kids this holiday because they're cocooning. Like, they're cocooning. And I say, what the fuck? Like, you're not some sort of butterfly. You're not like a worm to cocoon. You know, like, you're not an insect. Only insects cocoon. Like, I get it. You know, like if grandma is 75 years old and you know she's at risk and she wants to isolate, I get it. But like, say isolate, it's like I'm cocooning. I'm cocooning. And everyone in the press is like going, oh yeah, are you cocooning this Christmas? Can't wait till VR becomes like Overlord or SAO. I don't know what Overlord or SAO is. Let me find the cocooning. cocooning during COVID. You know, like they're common sense, right? So if you are over 70 years old, all right, so you're at risk. Avoid public transport. You know, yeah, okay. Shop during designated hours. Stay at home as much as possible and limit engagement to a very small network for short periods. And like, this is common sense. Okay, fine. But what I don't get is like, why are you using the word cocooning now? Everyone is going like cocooning, and it's being used as something that's amazing. It's great. It's like you love cocooning. Look, during World War II, perfect example. People had to take certain measures during air raids. So they had to turn off the lights. They had to shut the blinders, right? It was for the safety of themselves and others. No one was happy about doing it. They did it because it was necessary. Like, they did it in order to protect their lives and the lives of their neighbors. Imagine if it was like advertised as something fun. It's like, oh, it's an air raid. You need to start shadowing. Everybody's shadowing this air raid. Everybody's celebrating the shadowing. It's like, what the hell? Why do you need VR? Don't you have crystal balls? Also, do you not use banks because coins not like big nose tribe? I'm not a gypsy man. Like, seriously, I'm not part of that ethnicity, and you should be careful with these types of super chats. Like, I'm not even kidding, because YouTube has deleted. If you go on Reddit, you will see hundreds of people talking about how their accounts have been deleted. So I don't know. I mean, it depends how much you care about your account, but you're going to lose all your comments. You're going to lose all of your watch laters, all of your history, all of your subscribers. Yeah, YouTube is not messing around now. They decided to just individually ban people, to ban people individually. A reference to the movie? I haven't seen the movie. Yeah, cocoon and transform into the new normal. Exactly. My grandma is 90 and she's not scared. Well, you know, like, it's an individual decision. I mean, I can understand if someone who's 90 gets scared of this. Overlord and Sword Art Online are anime. I haven't seen any of them. I'm sorry. Happy New Year is 2021. Okay, so Sweden was the ones that were celebrating New Year's. It's good to know. Sweden. Swedonski. Find something else that you guys would appreciate. Should I talk about UN women? Shouldn't talk about UN. You know, I wanna keep it lighthearted. I wanna make people laugh now. Oh yeah, this one is interesting. I like this meme. 6 were given to Sony, the masters of exclusives. 8 to Microsoft, who shared games with PC. And 13 consoles were gifted to Nintendo, who above all others never stopped being relevant. But they were all of them deceived, for another console was made. So they actually made KFC console, and I made a video about it. It's absolutely hilarious. The hilarious thing is that not only does it support 4K gaming with, I believe it's like 230 refresh rate. Yeah. It has VR capability. It allows you to swap in other graphic cards so you can upgrade it. And it warms your chicken. Now, the thing with warming your chicken is what I don't get. When you deal with the electronics, you want to keep temperature low. But like with this one, it wants to keep temperature high so it warms the chicken. It's just like bizarre. I don't get it. Now, some people say, well, yeah, but it's like a computer. It's like a smaller computer or something like that. And I'm like, okay, but aren't all consoles like a small computer? How do we solve the overheat? Make it a... No, like, people don't believe me. Okay, fine. No, you know what? Fuck you. I'll show you. Like, I hate it when people don't believe it. They think I'm lying. What am I, fuck? Check it out. See this shit? This is where you can warm up the chicken. You thought I was kidding, but no. Look, it's got cross-platform compatibility. Look at this shit. Look at this shit through 4K, 120 FPS. Hold on, there was another commercial. They even had the bear commercial though. I love how many people are like, should you buy it? Is this You know, there's going to be like someone in 2300 going like, oh yeah, so back in 2020, this restaurant, this fast food joint, KFC, decided to release release a couple of consoles. Jeez. I think this is the
There's a
actual
reason mankind didn't peak with the discovery of fire or the invention of the wheel. It's a feeling inside all of us that compels us to go further, reach higher, and dream of ways to achieve the unachievable. When the odds are stacked against us and it seems like the entire world wants to tell us no, that's not possible. Surely that can't be done. And we look up to the stars and say, just watch me. Because we know that rules are made to be broken. We know that dreams are made to be followed. That the impossible is made to be possible. And that gaming consoles are made to evolve. Welcome to the next level in gaming innovation. The KF console.
No, it's not a joke. I like that people think it's a joke. No, it's not a joke. It's legit. Like, you will be able to purchase a KFC console in 2021. Air fryers are the new thing in keto diets, especially for chicken. 120 FPS at 4K. No, like that's the joke that I really like. And thank you, V's Flat Desk Pepsi. I appreciate it. Like, last joke that the real joke that I really that I really find amusing is that it's actually a good console. Like, it's got some good stats. I mean, 4K at 120 FPS, and you can play with VR, and it's got cross compatibility. Like, it's actually a good console, and you can swap in the video card. Right, so you can swap in the graphics card when it gets obsolete. The processor was really good as well, so yeah. The first console for chickens, yeah. What level of shit posting are you on, my dude? Oh, my chicken, it has an RTX in it, yes. You want the specs? Okay, hold on, I'll give you the specs. You think I'm kidding with this? People still don't take me seriously. Custom Cooler Master NC chases, blah blah blah. Intel 9 Extreme Computer Elements. It's got an Intel 9 processor. It's got 1 terabyte SSD. No, sorry, it's got 2 terabytes SSD. You get 2 Seagate Barracudas. You get VR ready, you get ray tracing. 240 FPS, up to 240 Hz output, 4K TV gaming. Does it run Windows? If yes, is that a console? It doesn't run Windows. Mutu thought it was a joke, and now he's got one on pre-order. It's just a mini PC in a bucket. No, it's not, man. Okay, the Xbox is a mini PC in a small compartment. You know, like, well, why is the PlayStation not a mini PC then? Literally does have an RTX in it. You thought I was lying. No, you're absolutely right. It does have an RTX in it. I think it's a 280, not a 270. Yeah. Let me find other things. So I noticed something interesting when I was looking at this. I noticed that YouTube is recommending to me Stalker 2. Official gameplay. Let's see. Stalker 2. This is a game that I loved as a kid because it had the communist architecture, the Eastern European architecture. Not this. Okay, this is not Eastern Europe. Thank you for getting me demonetized with another guitar song, but okay. It looks good, but I want to see the communist blocks. I want to see the communist apartments. I got to see the building in the distance. Okay, so if you have any Vaseline in your house, if you got Vaseline, alright, lower the resolution from your monitor by, I guess, like, maybe 2 or 3 selections under what you're using now. And then throw some Vaseline over the monitor, and that's how the game looks on release. You know, this is just the trailer. Oh, look, it's got ray tracing. I'm curious if it's going to look better than Metro. Wait, what threw the chair? An anomaly. Okay. Yeah, not really that excited about it. I mean, I want to play the game, but I want to see more. I mean, the trailer is meh. Alex is overrated as fuck. The Walking Dead game that came out a few months before had more interactivity and replayability. Also, boxing VR games are also great indoor workouts. I haven't played boxing VR games. And Happy New Year to you as well, Cosmic Cat. Oh, there was no video. Shit. My bad. My bad. Alright, we'll watch it again. We'll watch it again. Yeah, so just take Vaseline, splash it on your monitor, and that's how the game will look at launch. Yeah, so the main problem that I have with this is that it doesn't show anything. It's like, Hades, this is how the game looks, but that's it. Do they have anything else that's coming up? Apex Legends, no. I swear to God, Apex Legends is one of the most overhyped games that I have ever heard about. We got the Sons of the Forest gameplay. Let's see this. So this game is like the first Forest was that you land on an island with cannibals and you have to chop down trees and build buildings and stuff in order to survive the cannibal onslaught. So it's kind of like Minecraft, but with forest and traps and cannibals. Yeah, so you cut down trees, and then you can build your own cabin. You can build stuff to protect you from the elements. You hunt animals. You gather stuff. You make armor and clothing. That type of game. Oh, and it's not just cannibals. You also have mutants and like weird, you know, creatures that attack you. The cool thing about it was that the cannibals, the more aggressive you were towards them, the more aggressive they were towards you. And you could just disembowel their bodies and make like these weird effigies where like you put their heads on a pike and set it afire and it would scare them off. Wow, the digging looks kind of cool. Wow. Yeah, you had this in the first game as well. Like you'd find a bunker or you'd find a yacht, and inside you had these cool advanced rooms. Yeah, so the purpose of the game was that you created your little fortress, and the cannibals kept trying to tear it down. Oh, that's so cool. They actually can try and steal stuff from you. Creepy. Yeah, I'm excited about this game. This one looks good. No, you don't have a health bar. If it doesn't have creepers spawn right behind you, the game isn't good. Bit of champagne. Yeah, I gave my champagne to my parents, and I didn't have any champagne myself. Kind of sad. No, but it is what it is. Manor Lords. I saw Manor Lords. Yeah. Yeah, it's like Minecraft with 2021 graphics, and I guess like the environment is a lot more hostile. Let me see if I can find the trailer for the first game so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. I think I found it. Oh, no, this is... Damn it. Yeah, so you can buy this one on Steam. I think it's like $10 or something. Yeah, so this is what you can do. Like, if you kill a lot of cannibals, you can create these effigies. And they get scared of you. The developer said it's like, oh, we want to do the philosophy. It's like, who's the real evil person here? Is it you or is it the cannibals? I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's the cannibals. The player did nothing wrong. Like, the game wants you to feel bad for the cannibal, but they're attacking you. Like, you have a right to defend yourself. Wow. I mean, it was a game that was based on Red Pill for its time. I liked it. I enjoyed it. You get to colonize your little tropical island filled with cannibals. Yeah, it's good. The evil person is the straight, white, cis, hetero male. Yeah, I don't think you can actually change the color of your skin or anything like that. It doesn't have any customization. So, yeah. Let me see what else we got. You know, you go to Reddit and you read things like this. Now, I'm pretty sure this is just made up stuff, but like it was a funny read, so. I have a Grinch fetish. My boyfriend knows about this, and for the most part accepts it. He isn't crazy about it, and doesn't really get it, but he at least tries, which is all I ask. He will sometimes read the book to me to set the mood. Or if he's really feeling kinky, he will tell me, "You're a mean one," in the heat of the moment. He's even begrudgingly came around to at least playing one of the 3 versions of the film every time we do the deed. Although we tend to stay away from the live action one because it's too much for me. The thing is, I don't want to hear about the Grinch, or listen to the Grinch, or watch the Grinch. I want to be fucked by the Grinch. And for the record, this is common among women. The Grinch has a bulging sack of toys, and for me and many others, is what Mack Truck is to Cardi B. The fact that he's good with dogs and experiences trauma at a young age makes me want that long fuzzy dick even more. My boyfriend asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I told him straight up. I told him put on the greeniest, silkiest Grinch costume he could find, kidnap me from my bed on Christmas Eve, and then ravage me in front of the Christmas tree. He flat out refused, said it was too weird for him. I was literally begging this man to let this pussy save Christmas, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good." It ended up turning up into a fight where he admitted he only gave in to my initial Grinch kinks to placate me, and was still uncomfortable about the fact that I had moaned Grinch during sex a few weeks ago, but only because the song was playing in the background. So he's drawn a line. And if I don't drop the Grinch fetish, which as I said is incredibly common about women, but sadly taboo, he's done for good. I don't want to lose him over this, but it's really hard for me to see past my sexual proclivities, especially during Christmas season. Is there any way we can even compromise on this, or do I simply need a more adventurous man? Too long, didn't read. All I want for Christmas is my boyfriend to dress up as the Grinch and do me, but he won't. Strong wings, far winds, and big dreams. That is like the most nice and best New Year's wish that I have ever got. I appreciate that, original too. And you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Where is that asterisk? Yes, the whole time you just needed a green suit. This is bait. Yeah, I probably think this is bait, but it sounds really funny. It's hysterical. Stop reading us your Reddit posts. Oh my god. Did the boyfriend do anything wrong is the real question. Oh, by the way, look at this. Look at this. This is even better. It's like normally in the West, when let's say a HoloLive avatar, right, like a anime girl on YouTube, turns out to be a guy, they lose subscribers. Right? Like people lose interest fast. But it seems that in China, a streamer which cosplayed as a girl, a streamer which was advertising themselves to be a trap, as in, you know, a guy playing as a girl, ended up being a real girl, causing outrage among fans. And, you know, like, I kind of believe it because I'm thinking about the part from Mulan where the general finds out that she's an actual girl and she's a woman, and he's like, nah, he's gotten out of it. Base Chinese. No, it is quite weird though. Let's see if I can find something else that's interesting. All right, here we go. Give me 1 second. I'll find something good. Find something good. Why is it different? What? Why is it difficult to find something good? I wonder. All right, here we go. This is the news that broke Tim Pool. Like, people were giving this to Tim Pool, and Tim Pool is like, fuck it, I just don't care anymore. You know, like, for him, isn't even news. It's like another Tuesday. Abraham Lincoln statue defaced at San Francisco City Hall. The statue of Abraham Lincoln. What is this? A K-pop star and his fan meets. Now I'm curious. I'll have to do this reading. I'm curious, like, how did the latest assault on the 16th president, who is also known as the Great Emancipator for his role in leading the Civil War and ultimately abolishing slavery. A statue of Abraham Lincoln at San Francisco Hall was defaced over the weekend, the former president's face and name covered in shiny red paint. The incident reflects a growing debate over the legacy of the Civil War president in San Francisco, including a proposal to rename Lincoln High. The timing also corresponds to the December 26, 1862 anniversary, the hanging of 38 Sioux warriors during the Lincoln administration of the Dakota Uprising. All right, so I know how to fix this. I know how to fix this. All right? I know how to protect Lincoln's statue. What you need to do is to invent a time machine, and you go back in time, and you give Lincoln a copy of the Karl Marx Manifesto. And if Lincoln becomes a socialist, then you will see that all of his statues get left alone. Like, none of his statues will be harmed. People in the chat saying Civil War was a mistake. No. Like, what was a mistake was not forcing the crown upon George Washington. Like, the United States needed King Washington. That's what they needed. King Washington. Now, if you can't have a time machine and go back to the past in order to teach communism to Abraham Lincoln, what you can do is put on a beard to disguise the statue of Abraham Lincoln to look like Karl Marx. Now, that's not as effective as making him an actual socialist, but if you manage to somehow disguise the statue of American presidents as Karl Marx, I guarantee to you they will stop being vandalized. Happy New Year, meh. Happy New Year's. Anyway, McCarthy was right. No, McCarthy was very wrong. He lowballed it. Like, McCarthy said there are a couple of dozens or a couple of hundreds of communists infiltrated in the US government. The reality was that there were thousands of communists infiltrated in the US government. And we know this after the KGB revealed the information about their spy network. And it wasn't just the US government, it was Hollywood, it was big business, it was the media. Yeah, there were a lot of communists back then. King Emperor Washington. I mean, I don't know. Didn't you guys win against Mexico in the little struggle? I don't think Washington could have become emperor because, if I'm not mistaken, the Canadians BTFO'd the United States. Didn't the Canadians set fire to the White House? I think they did. 26 nukes is lowball. Sorry, which man? McCarthy was soft. Well, you know, like, what exactly could he do? He was just one guy. He wasn't even president. The statue is Abraham Marx, Karl Marx' long-lost brother. Yeah, if you do something like that, maybe. Man, like the shit that Karl Marx said, like his anti-Semitism, his blatant racism, strong border policy, wanting to have guns and whatnot. It's kind of interesting how he gets a pass. Like everyone else gets put under a microscope. It's like, let's see if he did anything wrong. And if he did one thing wrong, then, well, clearly we can't have statues of him. I mean, we're too progressive for that. Washington never even wanted to be president. The only real president chosen by the people. Yeah, but that's the problem. You know, you needed to force the crown on him. You needed to make him King Washington. My history doesn't suck. I'm giving you solutions. I'm telling you how things should have played out. We were in Canada back then. We were still British. I'm trying to relate to so people can understand. If I say Britain burned the White House, then it doesn't make sense. Like, people don't know what I'm talking about. If I say Canada did it, then people understand. Jesus. Doesn't Marx's grave keep getting vandalized? No, it was vandalized once or twice and they all freaked out. You know, all of a sudden it wasn't just property, bro. It was like, oh no, you can't do this. Yeah. Happy New Year, Trojan. Anyway, right, I'll end it here because I don't have any more news. And, you know, even though I could just keep going and probably get some more super chats, I don't see the point in dragging it on and just boring you guys. So, I just gave you all the news I had. Wish you a happy New Year's. And, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you're going to have fun without me. Find some other, more entertaining streamer. And we'll see. I don't have an Amazon affiliate link, unfortunately. I don't know how they work. But I should have one, actually. I should. The actual British Army from Britain did the burning. Shut up, Bodzors. Anyway, right. I appreciate your patronage and your super chats. And have a nice New Year's amongst your family, if possible. If you're in Britain and you're under the T27 lockdown, then sorry. Have a pleasant cocooning then. Have a pleasant cocooning.